All right, Zyrus. So obviously, you go back and you're coming off a monster season. You jump in the portal. What were the things that you were looking for in your next destination, and how did Arizona State check those boxes for you?
Yeah. So when I hopped in the portal, I was just looking for basically for a bigger stage to help out me and my family. Um, I, don't come from a lot, so I just wanted to make sure, I have a bigger stage to set myself for the future. Because obviously the end goal is the NFL. And, you know, I was always brought up the school doesn't make you, you make the school, you make the player, the type of player you are. But then with day and age now, I just felt like it was a better choice. I prayed on it, thought about it for a long time since the end of the season, since Coach Hoke announced his retirement. I think the week Colorado State, and I just kept thinking about it. And signs led me to hitting the portal, and right when I hit the portal, Arizona State was right there. Literally, they were trying to call me actually to offer me, but I was on the plane back home already. But right when I got off the plane, I was waiting at passenger pickup to get picked up by my older brother, and Coach Ward called me. He was like, "Hey, just getting straight to it. We want to offer you." And then straight from there, they just showed a tremendous amount of love. The love was just unbelievable that they showed, and my mom loved it. My family loved it, and I just felt like it was the best choice for me.
So then, of course, you come out here on an official visit and get to see things kind of in person, up close, meet those folks in the building. What jumped out to you most, and what made the deepest impression on you during that visit?
Yeah, so when we took a visit, they're just the all the facilities that they have. Their football facility was just for football, so you didn't have to share with other sports. The nutrition bar was amazing. They have a little cafeteria that I loved. The campus, we were riding around campus, and we're driving around on the golf cart for 15, 20 minutes, and I'm looking around and I'm like, we're still on campus? And they're like, yeah, no, this is one of the biggest campuses there is. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I did not know that. And so the place was just beautiful. I didn't know what to expect when I came to Tempe. When I went to Tempe, I was like, maybe it's just a bunch of cactus and tumbleweeds and all that. And, I knew it was a desert, just like Las Vegas, where I'm from, but I didn't expect it to look, like it did. And it was just a beautiful place. And I fell in love with it when I went over there.
When you got to be there and kind of around the guys, around the coaching staff, what was kind of your read on kind of the vibe and the culture that Kenny Dillingham is trying to install here in Tempe with the Sun Devil program?
Yeah, no, you can just tell that he wants to build that program up. Even though they didn't have the season that they wanted last season, that happens with everybody with injuries and just stuff that goes on. And the coaching staff was just great. I mean, he likes to keep everything in house. A bunch of them are from Arizona. A bunch of them want to be there. So coaches wanted to be there and loving it. Some of them being their dream jobs. I mean, that just tells you right there that the team is just going to go up from there. And so these coaches were just amazing to me. These coaches were great. They seemed truthful, and I can't wait to get started with them.
In your time just getting to know Kenny Dillingham, what's your kind of impression of him as obviously a younger guy, but a younger head coach, but what's your view on him in terms of a leader of a major college football program?
Yeah, no, he's a great coach and he's a great guy. Um, what do you call? I feel like he connects with the players. He was connecting with me the whole time I was there. Since like you said, he's a younger mind, which is cool to me because I've played around coaches who are just just a bit older school, or old school. But Coach Dillingham, he was great. I mean, I love talking to him. I mean, he walked around and he's trying to get to know everybody, and he talked to me. He came to my house actually on a couple weeks ago, and it was just cool talking to him. He's just a great guy, and I just felt like, with what he's trying to build, I just wanted to be part of it.
And then, of course, getting to know your position coach, A.J. Cooper, a guy who obviously knows his defense very well, during going back with Coach Ward to his time at Wazoo. What kind of stands out about your future position coach and Coach Cooper, and what you learned about him during the recruiting process?
Yeah, so actually on our visit, we had a little bit of football time just to talk about football. It was no more of eating good and talking about this and that. It was really just got down to football. And Coach Cooper, he just knew what he was talking about. He was a guru. He literally picked out things that he wanted me to fix, but things that he already liked. And so when I was talking to him, I just felt like nah, like I'd run through a wall for this guy, and it was just like a little bit of tasting of how he coaches and type of man he is, and Coach Cooper is a guy that I'm glad to be under now.
When in talking football and getting to know this Sun Devil defense under defensive coordinator Brian Ward, obviously it's a scheme that really seems to be aggressive in bringing the fight to an offense. What jumps out to you about the scheme and also how your skill set fits in with what they ask of the linebackers?
Yeah, so when we were learning about defense, it what really was cool to me is a lot of NFL teams running, which is good because like for me, it'll just be kind of an easy transition if God willingly I make it to the NFL. And so the schemes just they free up the linebackers real easily with the good D line. They eat up gaps, and as long as I can run sideline to sideline and make the plays I'm supposed to make and do my job, I think I'll fit right in with the defense.
For any Sun Devil fans might not have seen you in action for the Aztecs, we'll give our listeners and viewers a self scouting report. What skills and what should they expect to see from you once you're out on the field in the maroon and gold?
Oh well, first you're just gonna know I'm gonna do my job. That's the most important thing to me is making sure that I'm not above the team, and that they can get everything out of me. I'm gonna play hard for the Sun Devils. I'm gonna make sure I know mentally I'm gonna be there, physically I'm gonna be there, and I'm just gonna be where the ball's at, and that's just the way I play.
In a recent interview, you kind of described your style as running back without the ball, and of course, you have a history, of playing some offense in your prep days. How do you feel that that kind of mentality has maybe helped shape you and led to that success that you're having on the defensive side?
Yeah, so in high school, like well, basically all the way up to my senior year, I played way more running back than I played defense. If I was to go to defense, I played like a nickel back or a free safety. So like transitioning to linebacker when I got to San Diego State was like probably one of the hardest things for me to do because at first I couldn't flip my hips. I wasn't hitting 300-pound like dudes like all day every day, so like it was a little different. And then so I was like calling my dad every day, and I'm just like yo like I don't know man like this linebacker stuff is kind of hard, and he kind of explained to me like hey just start playing running back just without the ball, find the open holes, see what you're supposed to see on the other side, but do it defensively. And since then, it kind of just opened up my eyes, and it made it a little easier for me. Well, a lot easier actually.
And, obviously, of course, led to some huge numbers last year. Just one of those kind of those seasons where just like every stat category you were filling that all across. What were some of the keys for you to kind of make that big time jump into the success that you had in 2023?
Yeah. So coming into San Diego State, you had great linebackers. You had Katie McDonald, Andrew Leckie, Serge Galakalaka, Saguna Luby, Michael Shawcraft. You had a bunch of those guys, and so just being a young cat, just watching them play, like I was sitting there waiting for my turn. So second year came and I got my turn for half the season, and then getting to 2023, it was just full go. I knew that I could take over the defense. I knew that everything could revolve around me, being the leader of that defense, and so I just stepped up and took the reins and just went from there and just did my job, and basically I just had a pretty good season. I mean, hopefully I could do better this next season.
And of course, that pretty good season resulted in team MVP honors for you as well. What did that kind of mean to you? Obviously, kind of put in a couple of years and learning a new position, as you mentioned, and then ultimately just kind of being the named the most valuable Aztec last year.
Yeah, it was a blessing to get it. I wasn't really expecting it. Just a defense player getting it just didn't seem likely, but I'm blessed to have the teammates that I have around me. A bunch of them, they're my brothers now. So them voting me, it was just a blessing. I loved it. I cherish it, and just I'm glad to have it.
Now, when you're looking ahead to the future here in Tempe, obviously this is going to be year 2 under Kenny Dillingham, and you kind of have an understanding of what he's trying to build here, and kind of this is a process. How appealing is it to you to be kind of in on that ground floor and be kind of a foundational piece, building towards his vision of what Sun Devil football can be?
For me, I'm just another piece of the puzzle for him, which is some people might take it the wrong way, but like for me, I'm trying to build it too. Hearing what the plan that they have for this program, they're taking a chance on me, which is something that I love. And so I want to build it with Coach Dillingham too. And I want to be a part of the foundation. I want to, you know, bring myself into their culture and bring my game and help them win games and help them win championships.
You're also, of course, a part of the, they're bringing in a lot of Polynesian players, and kind of they put out the poly pipeline graphic, and seeing the emphasis on bringing those players and that culture in as a key foundational part of this program. What does that mean to you in terms of, obviously, on top of everything else on the football side?
Yeah, it's great to have other Polynesian players around you. They know how you grow up culturally. They know your values, your customs, traditions, and everything. So having them around, having Polynesian brothers around you just makes it a lot easier.
And you're a Vegas guy. You're coming from Nevada. The kind of the desert life, but after a couple years in San Diego and just the vibe and the lifestyle out there, it's going to be a little bit hard to come back to the heat of the desert.
Yeah. At first, yeah. Like, because I always joke about this with my family, but like San Diego weather makes you soft. When I used to come home for summer break, I couldn't handle it, and it was only like 90 degrees, and 90 degrees to them, they're like, oh heck yeah, it ain't 110, but for me, I'm like sweating, and I'm trying to make sure I stay inside in the AC. So, I mean, at first it's gonna be a transition, but once I get back to it and realize I did it my whole life, then I should be all right.
You're not the only Aztec cuts coming over to Tempe. Give our listeners and viewers kind of a scouting report on what to expect from tight end Cameron Harpole.
Oh, can't he's a dog. That's my boy right there. We actually roommates this past summer, and so when you're roommates, you get to talk to people. You get to talk to your roommates a lot, and so I think Cam is going to bring some hype to the offense. He can catch, he can run, he can block. So you can expect great things from Cam.
So looking ahead to kind of the linebacker room, obviously they have a couple guys who are coming back, but also some new additions like yourself join in. When you kind of look at this group of 2024 Sun Devil linebackers, what kind of jumps out to you?
Yeah, I haven't met any of them yet, but seeing the way they play and seeing some of the videos and things that I've seen, I'm excited to play with them. I mean, I think we're going to have a great linebacker room, especially under Coach Cooper, Coach Ward calling the plays. And so with them coming in and I'm coming in too, I'm excited to, compete. I'm excited to play with them, and I'm excited to see, how we can make this defense a little better.
So also looking ahead to this upcoming 2024 season is going to be the first for you as a Sun Devil. What are the things that you really most want to accomplish in year one?
Honestly, for the spring, I just want to learn the defense. I want to learn the ins and outs. I want to know what everybody's doing, and then when the season comes, I just want to play ball. I want to, make sure my name is out there, my last name. I just really just want to, I don't really care about all the hype, but I do care about, making a name for myself. And so that's just one thing that I want to do this season.
Now you I believe all the other FBS transfers coming in or have multiple years of eligibility. So obviously you stated that the goal is ultimately to get to the NFL. But over the couple of years or however long you have remaining at the college game, what are the things that you want to make sure that when your college career wraps up, you've achieved?
First and foremost, I want to win the championship. I won championships all youth football, won one in high school, and coming into college, I've always wanted to win one for whatever team I was going to. So first, I really want to win championship, especially with the culture that they have and what they're trying to build. I want to make sure I can come in and help them do what this team needs to do. And secondly, I just want to have fun. Just going to a new city, it's everything's new. That was like my first time being in Tempe, so I just want to go out there, have fun, and enjoy life while also playing some ball. Can't complain about getting treated the way we get treated, and also playing ball and living out there for free, basically. So I just want to be out there, have fun.